Morning, boys. Okay, well done for those of you who have managed to catch up. I just want to finish the week off with a couple more things, working still around force summation and the skill that we are looking at, which is the dyno. Okay, so I'm going to put a YouTube link up for you to watch what the dyno looks like, so you don't just have to look at these pictures. But for this paper, we need to work on a few things like force summation and talk about how it helps us to do the skill of the dyno. All right. So make sure you're focusing on the skill, not just the activity of rock climbing in general. So the dyno is basically where you bend down low and explode off the rock climbing wall, jump up to grab a handhold. Okay. So you actually leave the wall. We've looked at using body segments to create force to do that. We've also looked at sequencing and how that works. Today we're going to look at the last two parts, which is timing and full range of motion. All right. So for timing, it's pretty simple for this level. It's not too hard. But what you need to remember is that you can do things in the correct sequence with the incorrect timing, and then you won't get as good as a result. Like, for example, a basketball shot, you'll see people shoot differently and it looks different, but they still do it in the correct sequence. They still go from low to high, but they don't actually execute it as well as some other people. You know, if you look at the NBA, even those guys have different looking basketball shots. Their sequence is the same, but it's their timing of how they execute the sequence that makes it a good shot or a bad shot, or a good skill or a bad skill. Okay? So when do you go from completely down low to executing to completely stretched out in the dyno? That is your timing, okay? If you go too early, you'll just fall short of the handhold and you won't grab it. Or if you wait too late to extend out, you'll probably miss it altogether. Or in another skill, you might go too high, or you might kick the ball too hard, or you might throw the ball too far, okay? So it's your timing of when to do the correct sequence. So when do we execute? So in the dyno, and I want you to write this down, or most of you have just been copying it, which is fine. Okay, so when do I actually go full extension, or when do I stretch out to reach the handhold? Yeah, so you might do that a little bit fast, and then you might have to work on that, or you might do it a little bit slow, and you might have to work on that. Okay, I've already mentioned a few of these, so give me a couple of examples from other sports where timing is essential. For force summation, meaning timing is essential to create force for something, whether it's your body or to put into a ball or something. Give me two examples. Should be pretty easy. Okay. To finish the week off, if you need to pause here and complete that task, do that, and then come back to the video, and we're going to do another task today to finish this off, okay? Which is these two parts down here. So a full range of motion, okay? So to combine all the previous parts of force summation, in order to achieve a full range of motion, okay? So I'll basically give you an example. So using the full length of arms and legs in the dyno. Yeah? So if you're a short person and you're trying to jump up to grab the handhold, You're going to need to use those smaller muscles with perfect sequencing and timing if you have a good chance of using power to get that handhold. Yeah, he has fully stretched out here, yeah? His legs are completely straight. His arm that he's reaching for the handhold with is completely straight. That's his full range of motion. If he still had bent legs here, that means that he would still have some built up power that he could have used. Or if his arms weren't fully stretched out, that means he wasn't exerting all the force that he's built up through these 3 stages here. So your full range of motion gives you the greatest chance of utilizing what you have, especially in your arms and legs, to do the skill. Okay. Somebody else mentioned like the high jump as an example, right? That was a really good example. So full range of motion in the high jump would look like swinging your arms up to create momentum, fully stretching out, and then using the Fosby flop to go over the bar. That's another really good range of full range of motion. Okay. So what I'd like you to try here is, I'm going to give you a sport this time. Give me an example from basketball where using the full range of motion is an advantage or you need to use it. Okay. Lastly, third thing today, I know it's a little bit more than usual. How can we apply this to rock climbing and or the dyno? Give me a summary of the above. Okay. I don't want you to tell me exactly what I've said or copy and paste things. Using just these lines here, give me a summary of the above of why force summation is important in the dyno. And again, there's a YouTube clip that's on this same post. If you want to watch that, it might show you a bit more about what the dyno is. All right. This question here is more likely what you'll see in our assessment. So using these 4 things that we've talked about and the examples that you've given, apply that knowledge to answer this question here. How can this apply to rock climbing and the dyno? A little bit longer video than usual today. That's it for the whole week, okay? So that's work for Thursday and for Friday. Some of us are falling behind, so if you're watching this and you haven't done the other videos yet, make sure you do those first. I'll be checking up on your work and we'll be moving on Monday. All right, boys, not Monday, long weekend, so Tuesday. All good, boys. Hope you guys are safe. Get the work done. Nice work. See you later.